For more on the growing popularity of extreme sports in China, I'm joined now by Dong Jun in Beijing. He's a co-founder of EI China and a sports commentator. So how fast is extreme sports growing in China, and what's considered extreme these days?
Elaine, I think the situation of facing extreme sports development in China could be very different from, in the Hong Kong SAR. I think, it's a much bigger land here and greater opportunities. It's much less densely populated in many parts of the mainland here. And the large number, demographic foundation for any sport to develop into this new land in terms of modern sports, because even for China as one of the biggest powers in terms of medal winning in the Olympics, among the population, still a very small number of people practice modern international sports regularly. So that create the great potential for new sports, including non-Olympic sports such as extreme sports, to tap the potential here. And also at the same time, I think parents of young children are opening up their minds to face the new challenges which decide the future of their children, instead of gluing the young kids into the classroom. So I think extreme sports can serve as a good choice or alternative, because most of the conventional traditional Olympic sports are still hanging around the state system. And now with the increasing number of Chinese startups among young people to do new businesses, they would naturally, chase parents for them to consider, and the young children to consider extreme sports. But of course, with the security issue to be concerned.
Well, June, we know that it's already making an impact in the tourism industry. China wants extreme sports to become part of the fabric, they say, of certain destinations called characteristic towns. If you can't explain the thinking behind this.
Well, actually, you understand that, the huge business of real estate development in China is experiencing some very painful transition from the old style development into new ones. And the government over the last few years has been encouraging them to experiment what they call the theme villages, theme townships, or theme parks, with cultural elements, activities, and of course sports activities included in them. But they still don't see immediate commercial return yet. But I think they are still very wide open. And now entering into their consideration is extreme sports, by taking advantage of different, very diverse geographic situations of hundreds of such villages across the country now being built and constructed. I think this created a lot of opportunities for international developers, because most of these Chinese developers are relatively unfamiliar with how to develop extreme sports among other activities in their real estate development, their property development villages or townships. So I think, as far as I know, an increasing number of international developers are busily coming to China from town to town and to meet with local officials and developers and see where the potential business will be.
All right, great insight. Dong Jun in Beijing, thank you.